My first dollar ever earned online did not come from a $27 side hustle PDF or affiliate marketing. It was 1,500 bucks and it came from one coaching client, and it took me years to get it. And it was totally worth it, because what built my first $1,500 client is the same thing that built my mastermind, my coaching business, my school community, and it all started with me doing everything for free. So if you are here looking for the quick fix, the easy button, and the fast hack, I am not your guy. You can go ahead and click off the video right now. But if you're here and you actually want to help people, you want to build something real, and you want to get your first one-to-one coaching client and get results faster than I did, this is exactly how I did it and how I would do it again today if I had to start over. And if you stay to the end, I will give you a super awesome ChatGPT prompt that will tell you exactly what you should be coaching on. It's the same one that I use on my coaching clients to pull their niche out of them, and it works every single time. So back when I started my coaching business, I was in a real estate mastermind. This was back in 2019, and I was doing deals. I was having success. I was able to actually leave my job because of the success that I was having. And people started to notice what I was doing, and they started asking me about it. And they said, "Hey, Brian, how are you doing this? Can you help me?" So I started helping them. I started helping them with their mindset. I started helping them with their calls, just whatever they asked me for, I was helping them with. And that was the first signal that I had, which was, okay, people are noticing what I'm doing because I'm out doing stuff and they want to learn from me. So I helped them, and I realized, like, hey, I'm solving problems for people. They're going to get the answer somewhere. They're coming to me. So they must think that I have some value. And that is what eventually became my coaching business when I left the real estate business years later. I remembered that and I leaned into that and I said, okay, I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm just going to go do stuff and I'm going to help people. But how do I get attention? The first thing you have to do is get attention. So when I say do stuff, I mean, I'm out there looking for people that I can help. The biggest problem you will have in your coaching business is that nobody knows who you are, and you have to solve that problem. You can't just expect people to come to you. You got to go find them. There are people out there who need your help, and it is your job to go find them. I started my coaching business on TikTok. I went there and I posted every single day. I posted a lot, sometimes 3, 4, 5 times a day. And this is really what changed everything. I had an offer to a free call, it's a 30-minute call. And the reason that I did this is because I had no credibility in the online world. I had not ever been paid to coach somebody. And I said, I'm going to earn this. I'm not just going to charge people. And this is the way that I chose to do it. And the value of the free calls is this. Number one, most important, is you get so much information from your client. They tell you what their problems are. They tell you what they want in a lot of cases. You'll see patterns. You'll see stuff that's being repeated, like, okay, I realize that everybody was challenged with analysis paralysis and overthinking and too many business ideas and shiny object syndrome. Like, these are problems I can solve because I solved them for myself. So I can help them. And I did enough of these calls and I started to get better. I got a lot of reps in. So I became a better coach. I became a student of the audience, of the people that I was on the calls with. So after hundreds of these calls, I did hundreds of them. I probably did over 200 before I got my first one-to-one client. And I never, ever sold. I never pitched. I was collecting information. I got the reps in. And how I did this, really, where I really stepped it up, is I took a challenge. I heard somebody say, go live for 30 days straight for 60 minutes per session and watch what happens. And that's exactly what I did. I went live for 30 days straight for 1 hour each time. And I had somebody book a call with me who was watching those lives and wanted to learn from me. And we're on the call, we're talking about all the things, right? The too many ideas, the shiny object syndrome. And at the end of the call, he just simply said to me, how do I get more calls with you? Do you have a one-to-one coaching program? It was one of the scariest moments of my life, but it was also very empowering because now I've got somebody telling me, asking me, How do I work with you? And I had already been thinking about launching a group coaching program. And I said, yeah, I actually have a group coaching program and it's $1,500 and you would be the first one. I told him all about it and he said, I'm in, let's do it. I said, okay, I will get the other 3 and then I'll let you know when it's ready to launch. I was so excited. And then I went out and I tried to find the other 3, but guess what happened? I couldn't find the other 3 people. I couldn't get the 3 people to sign up for the group coaching program. I'm thinking, okay, I've got 1, I'm going to get 4 more, I'm going to make $6,000. That didn't happen. And that's okay. Sometimes it doesn't work out the way that you want it to. So I went back to the client. I said, hey, look, I'm sorry, but I couldn't get the 4 to show up. So the group coaching program is not going to happen, but I'll coach you one-to-one for the $1,500. And he was so grateful because my one-to-one was much higher than that. I had priced it much higher than that. And he said, let's do it. And I coached him one-to-one for 90 days and he got a result. And he gave me a tremendous testimonial. Then he re-upped with me for double the price for a longer period of time. From there, I had all that momentum getting built. I had all that confidence. I had that raving testimonial that I still use to this day. And then it led to my next coaching client. And then the next one after that. And then my audience, my clients told me something so powerful. And I knew better because I came from this world. They said, Brian, I really appreciate these calls with you and they're helping me and I'm getting results. But I would like to know that there's other people like me that are going through the same stuff. And I'm like, duh, mastermind. 2 of them said that. I opened up my mastermind the next day. I launched it ugly. I just opened up the group and I said, okay, here it is. And I realized that other people wanted to be a part of that too, because that's the world that I came from, being in a mastermind. So I started my own because they told me. I listened to them. I didn't have a lot of people in there at first. It was a small group. There were 3, 4 people. Then it went to 10. Then it went to 20. Now it's at 58. And now I have another community with over 250 members and we only do mindset in there. Well, we do mindset and we do business, but we work on your mindset first because that is the major problem that I solve. And that's what I learned from all of these clients that I coached, that I did the free calls with, is that everybody is just stuck. They're blocked. So think about a major problem that you have solved for yourself or that you have helped other people with. And that can be the foundation of your coaching business. And if you give it enough time and you do these free calls like I've done, then you'll learn so much and you'll be able to do what I refer to as build it backwards, which is build the audience, put a group of people together that have common challenges, right, are interested in something, and find out what they want. Ask them, let them tell you. Then you make that for them and you charge them money for it. It's exactly how I would build a business today. And it's exactly what I teach. And when you do this, you eliminate all of the second guessing, all of the guesswork, because they told you, I want this. And you come back and you say, okay, I have this coaching program. This is it right here. It's a group. It's a one-to-one. It's 90 days. It's 120 days, whatever it is, whatever they told you that they wanted, you present it to them. And when you do that, you are going to make sales. Every time I do that, I make sales guaranteed. So here's how I would do it if I had to start over from zero right now, knowing what I know. And I promise you the ChatGPT prompt on the idea that you should be coaching on is coming very, very soon. The first thing that you're going to do is you have to build a small audience. You don't need a huge audience. You need a small audience. You can do this on YouTube. So you can create YouTube videos around the topic that you're interested in, right? That you think that you can help people on. You can do it on TikTok, wherever you like. I like picking one platform and going all in on that platform. I started on TikTok. I wasn't anywhere else. I lit up TikTok and I went live, and that's how I built my coaching business. Now I'm on YouTube. I spend more time here. So don't spend a lot of time stressing out over what platform to pick. Pick the one that you feel the most comfortable with. Your audience is going to be everywhere. Do not listen to the gurus that are telling you you have to be here because your audience is here. Like, how many social media accounts do you have? Most people have multiple social media accounts, and you don't need 1 million people. There are billions of people on every single platform. You only probably need to find 25 or 30 maximum in the short term. So don't take that advice. It is total garbage and it is a massive distraction. So one platform is all you need to build a business. I'm living proof. TikTok was mine. You pick the one that you like. They're everywhere. Step two is to create a free space. That's what I would do now. And I would create a free school community. And they have a $9 per month hobby plan. It is the best deal on the internet right now. You don't need anything else except for a free school community. You drive everyone to that free community around your topic. Now, as an example, I'm just going to use my group, Mindset School, and I'll show you here in a minute when I go into the prompts of exactly what I do. Now, Mindset School is a paid group, but I could make it a free group, and that could be my lead magnet. Instead of having a lead magnet, that is the lead magnet. Hey, I've got a free school community that solves this problem. It helps you lose weight or it helps you get out of debt. Go there, sign up. It's totally free to join and you're going to get this inside. And that is your CTA in all of your videos, and you put the link everywhere and you always talk about it. Like, go to the free school community. That's your hub for everyone to get together. Then what I would do, if you want to be a coach, this is what you got to do. You got to coach, right? I would offer everyone a free one-to-one call. As soon as I get there, I would DM them and I would say, hey, don't forget to book your free call with me, and also make them understand that you are not going to sell them. I'm not going to pitch you anything. People don't want to come to calls because they don't want to get sold stuff. So don't do that. Don't be that person. Let them ask you, like my one-to-one client asked me. Find out what they want. Help them. Serve them. Inside of my group, I still do one-to-one calls, but I don't sell anybody anything. And I tell them that. I say, look, I'm not going to sell you anything. This is for you. I'm going to help you move forward. I'm going to help you get unstuck. And because I do that, more people show up to the calls and I get them a result. And then they'll come to me and say, okay, Brian, tell me about this other thing you have. Tell me about your mastermind. How do I get more calls with you? It happens naturally. Serve first. Don't try to sell. And a lot of you who are just totally freaked out by the idea of having to sell, this is the best way to do it, because you don't have to sell anything. You just have to serve them and listen to them, and they will ask you what you got. You have to take my word on this. Trust me, it happens to me all the time. So do the one-to-one calls, gather the information from them, and take note of it. I record all of my calls, and you can put a bunch of calls into ChatGPT, take the transcripts, and find common themes. Like, what are people saying repetitively? And you don't need a lot of people. You need like 3 people to say that I'm struggling with this particular thing. And I add zeros to it. So 3 equals 300, right? Or 3,000 or 30,000. If a few people have the problem, multiple people have the problem. So during these calls, that's what you want to find out. You want to find out, like, what are you trying to get done? And what's holding you back? And what have you already tried? You always want to ask that too. Like, what have you tried? You want to find out what people have tried in the past. Most of the calls that I do are just listening. Like, they're telling me where they're at, and then I just help them. It's usually small stuff and a mini mindset shift, right? Or just a mini shift that helps them get to the next step. And you're building the offer in real time. Like, you have an idea of what your offer is. Like, I'm going to help you solve this XYZ problem, and they'll finish it for you. When you do the calls, they'll help you write your offer, and you'll be able to use that in your messaging, in your content, right? If you ever run ads, you can use that in there. Now that you have all the feedback, right? You have the stuff that they told you that they wanted. This is when you build the solution. This is what I refer to as build it backwards. This whole thing is building it backwards. Not build the product, then go find people to buy it. Is build the audience. Ask them what they want. Like, lean into them, build trust. When you do all these free calls, you're building trust. They trust you. And look, if you've never done this before, one of the most powerful things you can say is, I've never coached anybody one-to-one, but I've solved this problem for myself, or I've solved this for other people. And I'm going to build this with you, not for you. Okay, I want you to take very, very close note of that. You're building it with them. And because they have a say in it, it becomes more powerful. And that's why I love school, because it's about community. And people will all tell you, if you listen and you give them the environment to tell you, they'll They'll tell you exactly what you want. And they'll also tell you some stuff that you weren't even asking for, which is when it gets really, really good. So they'll build out your offer for you. Then you can go back and say, okay, everyone told me they were struggling with these one to five things, and I'm going to build a coaching program around that solves that problem for them. And then I'm going to present it to them. It's like, okay, everyone, this is what came up. This is what you all have been saying. Here's the new coaching program. And you can either present that in a post, you can DM them and say, all right, for the ones who said they were interested in it, offer it to them. Here's the solution. I'm ready to get my first clients. And you have a much better chance of landing your first clients, your first one-to-one coaching clients, if you do it that way. Find out what they want, make it for them. Then you charge them money for it. And those free calls that you did with them, like for them, will help you build that trust. Okay, now for the part that you've been patiently waiting for, and that is the actual prompt that's going to help you decide what you should coach on. So I'm going to open up my ChatGPT here, which I often refer to as my personal therapist. It's been a while, but here's the prompt. It's going to interview you. This is very simple. By the way, this is 100% free. It's in the description. All you got to do is go grab it and copy it and paste it into ChatGPT. And here it is. Interview me to uncover what kind of coach I could be. Ask me about these 4 things. And then I'm just going to hit enter and see what it comes up with, right? And it's going to interview you. Now, I'm not going to go through this because I want to protect your time here, but I want you to really think about this. There's 2 different ways to answer these questions. Number 1 is you can simply do a brain dump right into ChatGPT. This is the desktop, so you can click this dictate button down here and talk into it and answer all these questions. You can also journal about it. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Just get all this stuff answered, and then you will come up with ideas. Now, here's a little trick that I like to just do. Don't do this for you, but just to show you the power of the prompt, which is assume you have all the answers. And then it's going to just go right into the debrief. Problems you've solved for yourself. Corporate burnout. Now it knows me, right? So because I put a lot of information in here, but it's going to give me different ideas. Things people already ask you for help with. It's breaking it down. How did you finally leave your 9 to 5? How do you stay disciplined with your habits, right? Just this, if you do this, if you put in the work, you are going to get a good output. Your coaching business and then the coaching archetype that you fit best. Here's the clear positioning. The action architect. Don't pay much attention to these names. You might get excited about that. Now you've got something to coach on. So then you would just simply open up a school community, right? And I'm going to show you my community mindset school. And this is it right here. So this is my school group where I send everybody to this. Now it's not a free group, but if it were free, you would just send everybody here, go sign up, right? And then inside, here's how I do this. I do a free one-to-one call. Here's my Start Here course. And if you watch how I built this out, the first thing I want to know is, how did you find this? So I have a poll. How did you find me? So I want to know where everybody is coming from so that I know to pay the most attention there. The other thing that I have is, where are you at right now with your business? So think about it for your school group and your coaching business. Where are you at right now? Still in research phase, launch but no sales. I have sales but can't scale. Like, these polls work. 145 people have voted. Like, look at that. Everyone's sitting in research phase. If I can get people out of research phase, I can solve that problem and get paid for it. So this is how I would set my group up. This is how I did set my group up, and still today. Then there's the call. So you get the free call. These are huge. I'm telling you, they're absolutely huge. I have a video and I have a link and I tell them what to expect. The next thing that we do is, what are we going to cover? This is the big one, all right, which is, what is your biggest mental roadblock? Like, people in my groups are dealing with these things. They only get to pick one. Most people want to pick all of them, but they only get to pick one for good reason. I'm going to show you the power of this right now. 62 votes have picked overthinking, 31 analysis paralysis, closely related. So when people are saying that that's their biggest mental roadblock, what do you think I do with that? Let me show you exactly why my group has 254 paid members in 6 months. It's because I use the words that they're saying. Overthinking over here. Mindset School is where overthinking ends. It's on my ads. It is literally everywhere. And it's because they told me, and it's their words. Look, you can go out and try to sell a $27 PDF. By the way, you'd have to sell about 60 of those to make your first $1,500 from one client. And I'm giving you a very, very easy blueprint to do this. This is easy if you are willing to work for free for a little bit, which is a tough mindset shift to go through because you're in a 9 to 5 and it's like, I work, I get paid. Well, guess what? In business, you work, you don't get paid. And once you adopt that mentality, you will eventually get paid. You got to work for a little bit without making money. And that's totally fine. I did it for a long time. And with this method, this build it backwards method, and using the free call and the free school group, you can get to your first paid client much, much faster. Go use the prompt. And the only thing I ask you to do is leave a comment on what coaching idea it gave you. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.